Hi, this is Jerica Thompson again, and this is my reflection video number 2 for my SPED 443 practicum. So lesson 2, like I said, was the long I vowel sound, and I went ahead and found another book from Reading A through Z, The Nice Mice, and we read through that story and he went and highlighted. However, the student did not hit 80% with the long I vowel sound. He got 50 out of 67 of the words, so he was at a 74.6 on this task. But however, when I gave him 4 cards, 2 with the long I vowel sound and 2 with the short I vowel sound, he was able to choose the correct long I vowel sound words. Finally, the student and I did a word sort over long I vowel sounds. The student seems to look for patterns to decide whether the vowel sound is short or long. So he looks for these spellings up here. This sometimes can cause him, though, to choose the wrong vowel sound. So we're really working on being able to just see that pattern and know right away with not having to look at the sheet and look back. If you look here, here's the long I vowel sound, and then here is the long A with that shake and read, and then here's that word sort. And then the next day, I worked on the long E vowel sound. So again, we went and we found the bee and the flea from Reading A through Z. The student scored a 56 out of 82 when he went through and highlighted all the words with the long E vowel sound. He was at a 68.2%. I think at this point he was kind of, the first day he wanted to do really well, and then he was kind of getting to the point where he was like, he knew that once he finished the lesson, he got a little bit of free time. So I think he just hurried through because, again, when I gave him 4 cards, he was able to pick the 2 with the long E. The next thing the student and I did during this lesson was there was an activity, a coloring activity, and the activity had 9 different pictures. The student needed to color the picture with the short E vowel sound blue and long E vowel sound red. The student got 8 out of 9, so 88.8. So I was really excited to see that he scored above an 80% on that activity. Lesson 4, we worked on the long O vowel sound, and we read Rose's Birthday, again from Reading through A through Z. He went and highlighted. There was only 34 words, and he found 28 of them, which gave him an 82.4%. I was really excited by that. Again, gave him the 4 cards. He picked the correct 2 with the long O vowel sound. And you can see those cards up here. So here's the long O. And so I'd give him these 4 cards, and he was able to pick the correct ones. So then we played 4 in a row, and the object of this activity was to read the CVC word correctly, and if you did, you have to cover it with a marker, and whoever got 4 in a row first wins. So that was another fun vowel activity. And then the last lesson, lesson 5, was the most difficult for the student. That long U vowel sound was really hard for him to grasp the concept of that. So we read No More Sad Tunes, and he highlighted 32 out of 52 of the long U vowel sound words in the story, which gives him a 61.5. The student just had a really hard time grasping the concept of that long U vowel sound. So, but he did, however, when I gave him the 4 cards, know right away which ones had the long U vowel sound. So I also found that interesting too. So after this lesson, I told the student that during class tomorrow that we would do a quick review. And then after the review, we were going to do that informal test again to see what he had learned. So if we go through this review and post-test before I open up my graph in informal testing, the student and I spent 15 minutes reviewing the 5 long vowel sounds. Then the student was given the 20 CVC word cards. The student got all 20 of the cards done in 1 minute and 11 seconds. So I was excited about that. He was able to get all of the cards done and in 1 minute and 11 seconds. That's much better than the first time we did this. So I was excited to see that, as well as the student only got 9 of the cards done before the 2 minutes were up during the pre-test. So again, I was just excited. The student got 17 out of 20, so he was at an 85% accuracy. And so he raised his score from a 70% to an 85%, and the student's behavior stayed the same throughout the lessons. So overall, I was pleased with the progress the student made. So if we open up that informal test, that will show us again. The thing that I did was not surprised when I went through on April 11th and retested him was he did not get the long to U vowel sounds. This just goes to prove we need to really work on that long U vowel sound throughout the rest of this year and the beginning of next year until he really can understand and grasp the concept. But overall, I was excited. He was above 85%. If we go ahead and open the graph, as us open it, it's loading, but you just see that he really does improve. I think the storybooks, however, I think were a little bit, he knew if he got done with the storybook, we had a fun activity, so he just wanted to rush through it. So I think I would have redone that if I could go back and redo these 5 lessons. So if we look at the graph, here's the graph. Pre-test, 2 minutes, and he got a 70%. And then I put post-test, 1 minute and 11 seconds, and then put his scores for all of the 5 lessons. So overall, I was pleased to see that the student had reached his goal. I was worried the student would become nervous when I tested him again because he knew that I was timing him, and sometimes that can cause him to, like I said, have behaviors and shut down. An email was sent home to his parents. Both the student and his parents were very excited to see that his results improved. Mom and dad were very happy to see that 0% can now get changed on his IEP to a strength instead of a need. So overall, it was a great experience. Thanks.